Look at him, the king. He stands at the edge of the fern prairie. A 7-ton masterpiece of biology. Teeth like railroad spikes, scales scarred by a decade of violence. Eyes that can spot a heartbeat a mile away. He believes he is the most powerful force on this planet. And for 66 million years he was right. But dominance is a fragile illusion. He turns his massive head to the south. Something has disturbed the morning ritual. A second sun blooms in the sky. A silent, expanding sphere of blinding violet white light, brighter than 1,000 welders' torches. It is not a dawn. It is an eviction notice. The light travels at 186,000 miles per second. It has already arrived. But the sound is lagging behind, dragging a wall of fire with it. The king blinks, his lizard brain unable to process a shadow cast by 2 suns. He doesn't know it yet, but he is already a ghost. The reign of blood is over. Begins now.
Let us rewind the clock. Just 1 hour. Welcome to the Hell Creek Formation, North America. A cathedral of green, the air is thick, humid, and smells of crushing pine resin and wet rot. This is a world at its absolute zenith. The oxygen levels are high, the biomass is staggering.
Illuminated by the sun's
Ferns the size of cars unfurl and the heat sequoia trees pierce the canopy, drinking in the sunlight. Life here is a finely tuned engine.
The ancient magnolias dominated the
Every
forest
creature
floor.
from the smallest multi-tuberculate mammal scurrying in the roots to the titanosaur grazing the treetops has a role. It is a symphony of consumption. Eat or be eaten, grow or die. Our witness, the monarch, is finishing a meal, a triceratops that was too slow to turn. He is the perfect organism for this environment.
Density maximum.
Evolution has spent 160 million years designing him. His legs are pistons of muscle. His olfactory bulbs are the size of grapefruits smelling prey across the horizon. He has no natural predators. He fears nothing. He cleans his snout in a river that flows clear and cool. The water reflects a blue sky, a sky that has remained the same shade of azure for eons. To him, this world is eternal. He cannot conceive of an ending. He lays down in the dappled shade of a magnolia tree, full and content. His breathing is slow, deep, resonant exhalations that shake the nearby leaves. Enjoy the breath, old king. It is one of the last pure breaths you will ever take.
3,000 miles away, in what you call Mexico, A mountain the size of Mount Everest has just slammed into the crust. The flash we saw earlier is faded, leaving a strange bruised purple after image on the retina. But the jungle is silent, the birds have stopped calling, the insects have ceased their drone. This is the sonic vacuum. The impact was so violent it punched a hole in the atmosphere. The earth itself is ringing like a struck bell, sending ground waves racing through the mantle. The monarch stands up, he feels it through the soles of his feet. The water in the river begins to ripple, then splash, then boil with agitation. The ground wave arrives first. It is a seismic warning, a shudder that knocks the pterosaurs from their roosts. Trees sway violently in zero wind. The ground groans, grinding rock against rock. But the ground is not the enemy, look up. The asteroid impact threw trillions of tons of molten rock into space, ballistic ejecta. Now gravity is pulling it back down. The sky begins to sparkle, thousands of shooting stars, then millions, then billions. The blue sky is gone, it is replaced by a ceiling of incandescence. Small spherules of molten glass tektites begin to punch through the canopy. They hiss as they hit the river, they sizzle as they burn through the fern fronds. It looks beautiful like a cosmic firework display.
As the terminal
But beauty is a mask for the physics of death.
the atmosphere and
Friction is a cruel law. As these trillions of meteors re-enter the atmosphere, they heat the air. The sky turns into a planetary broiler, a radiator set to maximum. The temperature in the Hell Creek Formation spikes, 30 degrees Celsius, 60, 100, 200. The air itself begins to shimmer and distort. It tastes of copper and burning ozone. The monarch opens his mouth to pant, trying to cool his blood, but the air he inhales is scorching hot. It burns his lungs. There is no relief. This is the thermal pulse. The forest does not burn because flames touch it. It burns because the air is hot enough to ignite wood, spontaneous combustion. The canopy above explodes into a ceiling of fire. The cathedral of green has become a furnace of red. The monarch runs. For the first time in his life, he is not the hunter, he is the prey. He crashes through the burning undergrowth, his massive weight snapping flaming trees like twigs. His scales are blistering, the smoke is thick, black and oily, blinding his golden eyes. He is running from the sky itself. Around him, the ecosystem collapses. Triceratops, Edmontosaurs, Dromaeosaurs, predator and prey alike are united in a stampede of terror. But there is nowhere to run. The heat is global, the atmosphere is the weapon. The monarch stumbles, his massive leg catches on a burning log, he falls. And then, the sound finally arrives. The shockwave. It has traveled 3,000 miles to deliver its message. It moves at 700 miles per hour, a physical wall of compressed air. It hits the burning forest like a hammer of God. The trees that were standing are snapped flat, the fire is blown out, then instantly reignited by the wind. The monarch tries to rise, but the blast wave hits him broadside. 7 tons of muscle and bone are tossed into the air like a rag doll. Gravity claims him, he hits the earth, and the world goes dark.
Time passes hours, days. It is hard to tell. The sun is gone, blotted out by a shroud of soot, sulfur, and dust. It is a twilight world, cold gray, colorless. The fires have burned themselves out. The thermal oven has been replaced by the impact winter. Black rain falls from the sky, acidic rain tasting of sulfur and rock. It creates rivulets of gray sludge that wind through the charcoal skeletons of the trees. The monarch is still here. He lies on his side, half buried in ash. His scales are gray, dusted with the debris of the impact. He is breathing shallow, raspy hitches. His eye opens one last time. The golden iris is dull. He looks out at his kingdom. There is no prey. There is no green. There is no river. There is only silence. The chest cavity stills. The heat fades from the massive body. The king is dead. He does not know that mammals, tiny furred scavengers, are already crawling out of their burrows to pick at his bones. The torch has been passed not with a ceremony, but with a catastrophe. Fast forward 66 million years. A gloved hand brushes away the dust of the Badlands. A silver trowel reveals a distinct line in the rock. The KPG boundary. Below the line, dinosaur fossils, abundance, diversity, the monarchs. Above the line, nothing, silence for 1,000 years of geology. And the line itself, a thin layer of dark clay, rich in iridium, an element rare on Earth but common in asteroids. This layer is the tombstone of the giants. Every T-Rex, every Triceratops, every pterosaur, compressed into an inch of dirt. We dig them up. We put their bones in museums. We marvel at their size. We stare into the empty eye sockets of the king and feel a shiver of primal fear. But we should not feel fear, we should feel gratitude. If the asteroid had missed by 10 minutes, if it had hit the deep ocean instead of the shallow sea, the smoke would have been less, the winter shorter. The king might have survived. And you would not be here to hold the troll. Dominance is a lease, not a title. The universe does not care who sits on the throne. It only cares about who can survive the fire.